What's poppin'? What's going on, y'all? It's Crew, also known as Araneae Storm, your cosmic Rootwork astrologer, specializing in North Node activations as well as. Whoa. So we just came into the new year and completely just forgot the steez? Your cosmic Rootwork astrologer, specializing in North Node console. What? Mars activations as well as North Node and South Node consultations. I'm like, what portal did you enter into and come out the fuck? Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about, goddammit. This is the Jupiter sign series that we're going to be moving through for the month of January. And then we'll be moving into the Saturn sign series in February, along with learning about and getting an understanding of our birth charts. All right, but before we get into it, y'all already know these are the things, okay, when we talk about the announcements. So we have the Mars activation, Pluto in the Phoenix rising. We have Mars activation, Jupiter in the Big Leap. So you could definitely go check that on the website. I'm gonna have, by the time this week ends, I will have more information on what the activation will be for the end for Capricorn, the Capricorn new moon. So you could I'll definitely have more information, like I said, on that by the end of this week. I also want to announce that I am going to be offering mini birth chart readings. I noticed that I have like the Mars activation stuff on there. I have tarot stuff on there, the North Node and South Node consultations, but I don't have anything that has to do with like just a mini birth chart reading. So if you would like a birth chart reading, my interpretation of your birth chart, or if you have specific questions on your birth chart, you can also book for that, as well as, okay, I'm also going to be making, this is not a finished product. This is just my own birth chart and something I've been doing. I'll definitely show y'all the finished product once it's done. But if you would like to actually get a tapestry made that's hand painted, you feel me? Hand done of your birth chart, your galactic signature, which we will be talking about that because I just discovered that last month. Your galactic signature and some of your birth chart information and messages that I pull off or pull out from your birth chart, you can definitely book for those too. So I will have the website updated probably definitely sometime this week, so you could definitely check that out. But yeah, if you're interested in that, hit me up, okay? You feel me? Hit me up. And I think that's about it for right now. Yes. Yay. Yeah, that's about it for right now. So I hope everybody's coming to this 2021, you know what I mean, just you ready for it. I hope y'all ready for it, because the switch, the flip, the switch done hit the flip done hit the script, whatever you want to call it. That shit is really going down. So hey, we in this bitch now, you feel me? So let's just go ahead and get into it. Jupiter sign series, we're doing Jupiter and Aries this week through Jupiter and Cancer this week. So shout out to my Jupiter and Aries. If you are Jupiter and Aries, or you know somebody that has a Jupiter and Aries, or you just following along for the ride, you come to the right motherfucking place, you feel me? So when we talk about just Jupiter in itself and the planet of Jupiter, this is actually ruling over Sagittarius and Pisces. It has a very malefic energy about it. Jupiter comes in wanting to expand things, wanting to make things bigger. You know what I mean? This is when we talking about religion, philosophy, when you're theorizing or going beyond the Gemini, Mercurial. And I wouldn't want to necessarily say Gemini, Virgo, Mercurial energy is necessarily surface based, but Sagittarius digs a little bit deeper. You feel me? It really goes in. Whereas Gemini will give you facts and can give you like little pieces of, data and things like that. Sagittarius is like, okay, I got the facts, but let me dig a little bit deeper. The truth seeker, the guru, the teacher, you know what I mean? Higher education, you know what I mean? This is where we've come to learn and grow and, share the message and share your experiences with other people. So you can kind of see how just how connected that you are. Like, this is the higher, I wouldn't necessarily say ascendant master energy, but it's definitely ascension to that next level before you get to Saturnian energy, which is Capricorn. So yeah, this is a little bit about Jupiter. We talk about abundance here. We talk about wealth here. You know, if Jupiter is positively aspected in your chart, a lot of people in the community talk about this as being a form of good luck. Not to say if it's aspected, you know, it's not to say if it's aspected like squares or heavy oppositions and things like that, to say that you won't be blessed with that, but you might just have to work a little bit harder than others to get those things. You feel me? Or it will come in a different form than just easily to you. And if you're life path number 8, I'm sure you understand picking up what I'm throwing down. You feel me? And we'll get into life paths and numbers and things like that different. But yeah, this is definitely big picture energy, truth seeker energy once again, philosophical, you know what I mean? Traveling, you know what I mean? Sagittarius is a sign of Jupiter energy, is a sign of like movement and travel, moving through things, moving through the ethereal realm. But also in this physical realm, this is like going over to another country, tasting the food, learning the language, doing those things. So this is encompassed. And once again, I will be talking about the Jupiter, or I will be talking about the planets at large, so we can get a better understanding of like the symbols and the planet and things like that. But this is just a brief description. So when you actually bring Jupiter and Aries together, it's expanding the energy out of Aries. You feel me? So this is, you know, it's cardinal charged. You feel me? Like, Aries energy will go off on an impulse, will take that risk, do that thing that nobody else is doing. It's very much so trailblazer energy. So Aries will start something that literally can last like lifetimes. You know what I mean? Aries energy with Jupiter and Aries will pioneer some shit that will literally create the forefront, are the grounds or the foundation for something that like withstands the test of time. Aries, you know, Aries loves a challenge. When people say you can't do, Aries says I can, and I will, and I am. You feel me? It will go there for you. It will go there with you. You know, this is also very warrior like energy. So this is the type of energy, you know, when it comes to like just group settings in general. Like, Aries is the person that's gonna speak out. Aries is the person that's going to say what they feel, say how they feel, you know. Also, this is too, if we're talking about traveling in itself, Aries would definitely feel comfortable in like cities with a lot of stuff going on, because it's a very busy, like, yes, Aries can be solo, but if we're talking about just being out there, being active, being in the world, Aries doesn't mind like mixing and mingling with a whole bunch of people. So like a New York, or, you know what I'm saying? It's cool with the hustle and bustle and movement and different things. And, you know, I can go over here and do something. I can go over here and do something that's different. I can go here. You know what I mean? Aries just likes to do different shit. It's very childlike too. So, you know, it kind of likes to kind of play around with that energy, and kind of likes to just kind of go off and do things. You know what I mean? It's very spontaneous in that way. It likes new shit, different shit, you know what I mean? Definitely, I said freshman class. Yeah, this is definitely the freshman of the zodiac. Just freshman, Jupiter and Aries, I just think of like the freshman year, you know, like where you come in and the professor's teaching or whatever, like that foundation for the class, and then the class goes to the next one. It's like, oh yeah, I had a dope ass teacher, you know, when I was in my freshman year, and they kind of, you know, kind of tip me off into something different or something else. So I would definitely say like Aries is like the freshman class teacher or freshman class professor or something like that. Definitely this energy it's very quick to act on its own instincts. When Jupiter and Aries acts on its own instincts, when it just follows its own, I'm not saying for every situation, but for the most part, because Libra sits on the opposite side of you. But when you just act on what your spirit is bringing forth to you, you usually, like, you will get hunches. I noticed this about Jupiter and Aries. Jupiter and Aries will get a hunch to do something. Not necessarily say that they'll always finish it. It definitely depends on like the other aspects and placements in your chart. But Jupiter and Aries will act on those things. There's like a innate enthusiasm for anything that it does, and it's like, okay, let's do it, let's go forth in it, let's make it happen. Like, that's the energy of Aries. Aries is cool with taking it there, you know what I mean? This is the type of energy too, if you're talking about groups. Aries will ride for you, you know. Aries will be the person, Jupiter and Aries will be the person that's telling you, well, go forth, go do it then, you know what I mean? You talking about it, go do it, like, go do it. You could do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't necessarily hold your hand for you to get to where you're trying to go, but do that shit. It's something that you want to do, you know? This is also, once again, it's like very, like I talked about the hustle and bustle in the city. This is very go-getter energy. If Aries wants something, I don't know why this is coming up. It's mine, I spend it. It's mine, I spend it. I'm around and I'm getting it. Like, Aries don't wait for people to come, people wanting to. Do you want to do this? Aries is not waiting for you. Aries is not thinking about you. Aries is not waiting for you. Aries is like, okay, I want this. Me want, me get. I'm going to have the thing. I want it, so I'm going to go get it. I would definitely say also, too, for Jupiter and Aries, you want to make sure that you're keeping yourself physically active. I feel like it allows you to really be in the Jupiterian energy when you are. Of course, you want to make sure that you get in rest and being able to allow your body to recharge and regroup, you know. But you also are, like, working out is going to really help you with that root, sacral, solar plexus energy of just kind of, you know, surfacing that energy to provide you with the necessary energy you do need to move forward if we're talking about Jupiter energy. So just make sure that you're physically being active, whether that's working out, dancing, just anything that has to do with movement. Aries, Jupiter and Aries, that's going to be for you. Jupiter and Aries could definitely come off very strong, you know. I feel like a lot of people would get, you know, not a lot of people, but some people might be intimidated by Jupiter and Aries, because Jupiter and Aries is very direct about what it wants. It's very assertive in that sense. Now, if Jupiter and Aries is coming off really bossy or demanding, this is like more lower vibrational and lower frequency energy, because Jupiter and Aries is a natural leader already. So Jupiter and Aries doesn't necessarily have to, I mean, unless you're a fucking drill sergeant or something like that, you don't have to overextend yourself or overextend your energy to get your point across. It's just, people know just by your energy and that boundary that you naturally set, it's just not to be crossed. So you don't really have to do too much to, like, you know what I'm saying, put that energy or put that information and things like that out there. It just you know it when you see it, type of energy. This is definitely the type of energy that's very much so focused on self. You need to focus on yourself, Aries, so you're able to provide that leadership to other people. You know, some people would call this selfish, but you do have to have a balance of selfishness and selflessness. In essence, that's why Libra sits on the opposite side of you. But if you're not taking care of yourself, Aries, and that goes for anybody, not even just Aries, if you're not taking care of yourself, there's no possible way that you can take care of other people, because you're, at this point, you're just kind of running from like an empty cup, you feel me? So yeah, I put ready for whatever, creative risk. Yeah, very much pioneer, very confident. You know, when Aries says it's going to do something, Jupiter and Aries says it's going to do something, like I said, it might not all the way finish it depending on what's in the chart, but Aries is going to do it. Aries is going to follow up. Aries is going to make sure that the shit is getting done. The shit is handled. You feel me? So yeah, this is my analysis on Jupiter and Aries. As we move through the rest of the the series, these different series, I'm probably going to make the videos a little bit shorter, because I actually want to open up the conversation to have like deeper conversations about the planets and the symbolism and the history of each planet, and then we can go back deep, dabble back into the signs and things like that with that individually. But yeah, this year I'm working on, I'm working on kind of bringing it in, you feel me? I'm working on kind of just bringing it in, giving you what I can give you, you feel me? And we're going to move on to the next. So we got Jupiter in Taurus. And also, too, this is also, when we're talking about just the energy, this is Jupiter in Aries, but this is also if you have Jupiter in the first house. So if you have Jupiter in the first house, this energy is also playing out within your birth chart. So you can also use this too when we talking about just like energy and things like that. So when I'm talking about Jupiter in Taurus, you could have a Jupiter in Taurus, or you could have Jupiter in the second house. This would also apply for that energy. So you can watch the sign, but you can also watch the houses that it's actually being placed in as well. So this is my analysis of Jupiter and Aries. We're going to be moving on to Jupiter and Taurus and finishing up this week of Jupiter and Cancer. I will definitely see y'all soon. You already know what it is. It's Crew, also known as Araneae Storm. I'm checking in and checking the fuck out. Deuces.